Eastern Oregon is a unique place. There are areas of the state where you could drive several hours before you'd come upon a very small town. There's a lot of poverty, but there's a lot of dignity with that poverty. People aren't looking for a handout to the government. They're looking for ways that they can take care of each other and themselves. The biggest problem that we have in Eastern Oregon is we can't get enough diversity in our economy for many families to have their children be able to come back here and have a decent job. My name is Jan Harris. I'm from La Grande, Oregon, and I'm a part of the Eastern Oregon Regional Action Initiative. Each area in the state was given $1 million to try to address problems that we saw within our region. After many months of discussion, we decided that we would focus on mentoring and after-school enrichment for kids. The economic downturn has really impacted us severely. Many of the local businesses have failed. There's just been a huge impact throughout our region. And so when that happens, there's just no money for kids to have after-school daycare and that sort of thing. And so we've had a lot of at-risk kids. So we decided that after-school and enrichment would be a really important thing for our part of the state. McNary Heights after-school program facilitates the need for about 350 kids.
We researched a whole variety of sources and found that truly the benefits for academic gain can happen without academic classes outside of school. So the after-school program allows kids to take pottery, to learn a new language, to try out Zumba. We have a high school robotics team because we had kids that were exposed to Lego engineering in the elementary school. One of the most interesting things about this program, though, is the impact that it's had in our community as far as crime. We've seen the decrease in juvenile crime, and we can track that throughout the time that the after-school program's been in place. By this time of the day, they should be exhausted, they should be tired, they should be cranky, and instead, they're excited, they're happy, and they are thrilled to be here. It's just a really amazing opportunity for kids, also a great resource for families.
Harney County is one of those areas where they're far from everyone, so they have to travel a lot, so they do have the 4-day school week. And that left Friday as a big gaping hole for parents to provide resources.
When I came in, I really tried to have my husband come in a lot because a lot of the kids that had been here really never saw officers unless they were coming to their house. We really try and involve the community in community activities. So we take the kids down to the senior center and have them serve lunch. We have taken the kids around and raked leaves. We bake for the neighbors. I think it gives them more of a personal tie and connection to the community. All the kids during the summer learn to garden, learn to grow their own vegetables, and then we somehow incorporate that back into the meals or the snack program. We're just trying to really kind of get the kids involved and show them that they don't need to be sitting on the computer all day playing video games.
For so many of these programs in Eastern Oregon, what I feel the Ray has done more than anything has increased safety for children after school, especially at-risk kids.
To have somebody like this pay attention to us because we're so small and so out of the way, it was a huge eye-opener to the community that people outside of our community feel like this is a viable program.
For several years, Hermiston has targeted their 5th graders and wanted them to have several days of the school year that they spend out of doors.
We teach them about things like ecology and conservation and just some different science things that they'll pick up in the classroom at some point. And we also teach them how to enjoy the outdoors by hiking, fly fishing, things like that. There are some kids where the classroom setting isn't working for them for whatever reason. Maybe they're in trouble a lot, maybe they're just having a tough time getting along in class. Typically those kids come up here and they do really well. They're the best campers we have. As Oregonians, this comes back to us tenfold, just in terms of a population of kids who grow up and have a greater appreciation of the outdoors. I would say each one of those kids, they get a big enjoyment out of being out here, regardless of who they are or where they come from.
The Lost and Found program, founded by Danny Bain in Pendleton, is a model that you could create and utilize for every county in our region.
The kids we first went after were the highest risk kids in our community. They were the ones that were considered to be high risk for drugs, alcohol, and criminal activity. We would build relationships with the kids and then over time try to help them make different decisions, introducing them to different opportunities in the community to try to redirect them. Repeated exposure to the community in a positive way has really made a huge impact with a lot of our kids. This afternoon, a group of young people and a couple volunteers are going to be going to Mackay Creek Estates, which is a retirement home. Today, we're actually serving a meal for them. Today is all about getting the kids to come out of themselves and give to somebody else that could use some encouragement.
Through the program that he has provided, he's magically been able to obtain grants, and the people just keep coming because they see the value of his program. This was our grandest moment, I think, for funding, because his program is such a success. The Organ Writing Project started with very limited funding and only worked in Union County. They had an Oregon Youth Writing Project Day, and the kids would come from all over the region, even as far away as the Portland area. Because of the Ray funding, they are now having writing projects in at least 9 different areas of our region. And so it's just been wonderful for the kids. And they've had writers in residence, and they've also been able to just strengthen writing skills throughout the region. And I just think it can't be emphasized enough how important that is.
My name is Stacy Green, and I am the creator and advisor of a youth entrepreneur program. It is administered by our local nonprofit here in Enterprise called Building Healthy Families. The entrepreneurship program was started last year, and we created it as a way to provide an opportunity for high school kids to experience entrepreneurship in a hands-on way. The challenge with an isolated rural community like Wallowa County is, how do you continue to sustain your community? How do you provide jobs, and how do you provide economic opportunity?
I'm Marcus Lynn. I'm a senior at Enterprise High School. We all had to come up with a business, and a few of us decided to do Blue Mountain Boards Recycling.
We offer a curbside recycling service in Wallowa County.
Enterprise doesn't have a recycling service. We have a recycling center. Around here, a lot of people own farms. That's part of why a lot of people don't recycle, is because they don't have time.
You get your own sense of how to run your own business in case you ever are going to run your own business later in your life. Or you could start it now. Like, everything fell off with college. I could continue doing this and keep growing it. I could make a decent living just doing it here. It's a job.
I feel more responsible now. I feel like before I'd kind of put stuff off. You know, if you tell somebody you're going to be there at 2 o'clock to pick up your recycling, you want to have a good name for yourself and your business, so you kind of have to do that. You have to be there.
You got a lot more connection with the community. I saw one of the elderly individuals in town that I knew raking in the corner, and I was wondering what she was doing, so I stopped and asked her, and it turns out she was starting the memorial fountain, and I just had this sense like, these people are helping me, they pay me to do the recycling. So after that, I volunteered my efforts and helped build that memorial fountain downtown. And you're no longer a high school student that people think, oh, he's going to do something. I'm an actual business owner in our county.
By giving them an exposure to entrepreneurship, which can apply to anyone on any level and doesn't require a college degree, if that's not going to be an option, then we're helping sustain our community over the long haul. And we're helping provide economic opportunity and jobs, and we're allowing the kids that grew up here, that have a special connection here and have family ties here, to really play a part in developing their community over the long haul.
My hope is that through Ray funding, we can have more people recognize the need for putting back into developing kids. Anytime you strengthen a child, you strengthen a family. If you can turn a kid around who's at risk, and you can help him recognize the value of being part of a community and being plugged into his education, then you're strengthening someone who can be a productive adult. There's so many good people here who have a lot to offer, and who, with just a little bit of help, could really have some great programs going for not only children, but for families as well. We can plant the seeds ourselves, but what we're needing is cultivating help in order to bring the harvest to fruition.